everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all doing great today. And today I kind of just wanted to go through kind of a walkthrough of everything that's going on here in the garden here at the end of September. So I'm just gonna go walk around my property and show you everything beautiful that's blooming. Pardon the helicopter right now. So first off, I wanted to start off with this area here, which is right along a sidewalk that leads to my front door. And as you can see, I have these gorgeous, gorgeous supertunias. These things have done, especially this one. This one is huge. Like, it's massive. So these are my beautiful supertunias that I planted, I think, back in June. And these things have gotten so big. It's crazy. So they are looking absolutely gorgeous. And on the subject of supertunias, this beautiful hanging basket I have of mine is also massive. Like these Vista bubblegum, or excuse me, Vista supertunias, which also includes bubblegum, are just huge. Although for some reason, it seems like this one has kind of taken over, this like purplish one, and these one, you can see they're like kind of peeking out here through it, and then if you look at the very bottom, you can see some bubble gum. But so some of my containers kind of did that, where it seems like one color just kind of dominates. So I mean, it still looks pretty, so you really can't complain. Then on this side here, these are some beautiful asters I have blooming. These look some of them look a little bit more spent than this, but they look super, super pretty, and these are probably one of my favorite fall perennials. They give you that burst of color when you really need it, especially here in September, and sometimes even into October as well. And right in front of it, I actually have this balloon flower that is still blooming. It's kind of on the way out, but I can see it still has some really pretty blooms on it. I love balloon flowers so much. And right over here, I have this plant, for whatever reason, doesn't like to start coming into its really good prime. Like you can see, there's so many buds on the bottom until around this time. They do bloom earlier in the season, but I feel like they start sending up more now. I don't know, it might have something to do with the cooler weather, perhaps. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is a beautiful pincushion flower. I'm not sure if I already said that, but it's looking really pretty, and I really love it. And I have another one on the other side. I'll show you. And this is this was what's left of a stock that my neighbor gave me. It's still holding on, but I think it's getting close to the end here. And here's another aster looking beautiful. And then back here, this is a sedum I got from somebody I did a job for several years ago. And they gave me this sedum, and it's super pretty. See, it just has this beautiful pinky color, and these also come out really late, and I love it. I like that it just kind of, it just keeps pushing the color later into the season for as long as possible, because once winter comes, if you live in any climate like mine here in Ohio, you kind of long for color, so you kind of want it to last. So yeah, that's my beautiful sedum, and now I want to go over to the other side to show you some stuff on the other side. So this is a pot of violas right here. It's not really doing much. It'll probably do better once it gets cooler. It is a little bit warm still. Then I have this pot of mums. See, they're just starting to come out here. I think it's perfect, especially right in time here soon for October. That's crazy. And they look so beautiful. And I have more mums to show you, but this was probably the one I planted most recently. So it doesn't really have quite as much color on it yet, but I have some beautiful ones that are blooming right now that I'll show you in a bit. And then these are some beautiful Shasta daisies that are still blooming. Now these are new ones. I decided to replace the old ones I had. I'll flash a picture of them, of what my old ones looked like a few years ago. They were gorgeous, but I think it was time to kind of replace them with new ones. Sometimes they can kind of peter out. So these look very pretty. I have 3 of them, the same design I had last time. And it's looking really pretty, and I love that it's still blooming now. It's awesome. And this is a finished balloon flower, so not much to see here. And then this beautiful random zinnia. So a little bit ago, I got just a basket, or not basket, like a pot of mixed zinnias, and I split them apart, and I kind of just plonked it right here, and it's looking beautiful. I have 2 orange ones on the island that I'll show you, but like, it just looks amazing right now. It is really, really just going for it, and it's awesome. So these are more of those pincushion flowers, and now that I'm looking at it, it actually doesn't seem to have quite as much color. You can see some of these blooms are a little bit on the spent side, but that's okay. Here's that other Shasta daisy looking pretty. Here's another aster, and these ones looked gorgeous. These ones look a little bit more spent, but I'll flash a picture up on the screen of what they looked like relatively recently. And that one, and this one too, right here, both looked absolutely gorgeous. And you can see they still have some really pretty blooms still holding on. And like I said, I just love asters. I think they're fabulous. And this is my 3rd Shasta daisy. So that's kind of like this area, like right in front of my house. And now I'm gonna show you my island garden. Things are looking, probably, I think it looks the best it has ever looked, ever. So this is my island garden, and as you can see right now, it is just full of colors, especially those like autumn colors, like these beautiful marigolds, like right here. These things are amazing. They are always so deceptive to me. Like whenever I get these marigolds, like it says they only grow a certain height, like usually like not more than like, I don't know, like 6 to 10 inches, which I guess they're not really that big, but they get really wide. These things get so wide. I feel like they almost definitely get wider than they say they're supposed to. So they must just really like it in this spot. And then I have more over here. I think they look even bigger on this side. So I love marigolds, and they are just going like gangbusters. And I think, like I said, I love these warm colors, especially as we are now in fall now. So it's that nice cozy fall colors. And here I have this beautiful coreopsis, still going for it. I love me coreopsis. These things bloom forever. I think this thing started blooming in probably June, I think. And we're at the end of September, and it's looking great. And there's that, I have 2 of them, so it's on the other side. And these beautiful, mostly kind of spent, but you can see this one is setting it up more blooms. These beautiful black-eyed Susans, these are like the best perennials. They are so awesome, and they actually look really pretty in the winter. So I like to leave mine up in the winter. I think they look so pretty in the snow. And there's just that other one back there. That one, this one was, I think it was replaced last year. So this one's not quite as big, but it's still going for it, and it looks really pretty. And here's more zinnias. This thing is huge. Like, in hindsight, this probably wasn't the best spot, because as you can see, I have what's left of my yarrow that I actually planted this year. I think I planted them back in spring, and they were doing pretty well, but they're kind of done here. I have a few along the very front. This is like a dwarf variety, and I am really, really excited about them. And they just see if I can find a fresh one. You can see that. See, they just have this beautiful, yeah, this one's probably better actually. This beautiful red color, and some of them still have a few buds coming up, but super, super pretty. Here's zinnia number 3, I think at this point. There's plenty more where that came from. So, but yeah, my zinnias all looking great. And this is a plant I really, really love. I mean, I like all of these plants. What am I talking about? But this one is so pretty. This is a Gaillardia. Gaillardias are fabulous, fabulous perennials. They bloom basically the entire season, and they're just magnificent. And the bees and the pollinators love them. And I actually have another one on the other side that's even bigger. So yeah, I'll go and show you that here in just a second. But yeah, Gaillardia, fabulous perennial, blooms pretty much the entire season. Just make sure with these guys that you're pruning off these. I have to go through and cut some of these off, but they're beautiful plants. And again, very autumnal-like. Okay, just do a little pan here. I'm telling you guys, these marigolds these things are just amazing. I have not fertilized these at all. These marigolds have not been fertilized at all. In fact, I'm not sure if I fertilized anything on this island. And everything is doing magnificent. And here's the other Gaillardia. This is much bigger. This is probably about 3 times the size. And it's humongous. And again, it's the same one, but this one's just a lot bigger. And then I have this beautiful coneflower. I'm gonna try, bug just flew in my face. I have this beautiful coneflower, and look, there's a bee on it. So pretty. There's this bee. I'm gonna try doing these in pots. Last time I did coneflowers in pots, I wasn't really all that successful. So I'm gonna try again, and I'm going to see if I can get it to overwinter. And this is sort of what's left, I guess. It's not looking super floriferous right now, but I do see lots of buds. So, sorry, I'm filming this right by a road. So, this doesn't look super floriferous right now, but I can see lots of buds coming in like these. So, hopefully it'll give me one last good flush before it gets too cold. And here's a beautiful zinnia hanging basket. I just bought this, I think it was not even 2 months ago, like maybe a month and a half ago. I got it kind of late, and it is just going for it. I love these beautiful dwarf zinnias. These look so great in like hanging baskets. They're awesome. And then right up here is a beautiful mum I have. I mean, for me, fall is just not complete without mums. So in my opinion, everybody should have mums in the fall, but you know, to each their own. I really love them, and especially the ones that have these beautiful warm autumn colors, and I love it. So that's another one of my mums. This one is obviously much more farther along than the other one was that I showed you earlier. And it's looking very pretty. Now these plants right here have been among my favorite this whole season, and that are these beautiful cannas. So I have this beautiful one. This canna lily, this one, like this gold and red one, which this amazing color. This one I actually overwintered. Now, I tried overwintering it as a house plant, and that didn't work. So I just cut it down and I shoved it in a unheated closet with like no insulation at all, and it came through just fine. And it's in the same pot that it was. I should probably get it out and split it. But yeah, these beautiful cannas just look incredible. And I have this one, these orange ones right here, which do look like they're kind of slowing down here, which is, you know, it's getting to almost to be October, so doesn't really surprise me. These are new this year though. So I did get these. There's 3 in this pot, in this big like whiskey barrel planter. And they looked so gorgeous. I have so many pictures. In fact, I'll see if I can flash a really good one up on the screen of what they looked like a little bit earlier. And I should also do some deadheading. You see they have these. I don't know if you can see these. Yeah, this is a sign that they need to be deadheaded. So I should probably get after that. So that's kind of like the island garden, and now we're gonna go start heading out to the back. But before I do that, I do want to show you the not hanging baskets. Well, I do have more, but these are window boxes. These beautiful window boxes. They're looking beautiful. They don't look quite as floriferous, and I think that was because we had a lot of rain last week. And I also found a few days ago they were pretty dry, so I'm hoping they're going to rebound. So that's the one right here. This is the first one. And then I have this one. I think this one, excuse me, looks a little bit more full than the other one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But yeah, these I've been obsessed with. They have just looked gorgeous. And right below it, actually, right by the fence that leads to the back, I have this other petunia here, this other super petunia. It actually looks like it needs water. I can start to see it wilting, so I might have to get out here and water either this evening or tomorrow morning. But yeah, I see it has this beautiful, I don't know, like it's a pink and white-ish striped. Looks very pretty. And more petunias. As you can see, I love petunias. But this beautiful pot, and again, like it has the same combination as it did in that hanging basket. So it has this fuchsia. Sorry if my shadow keeps getting in the way. This one here, I think it's called Vista Bubblegum, and then this like purplish pinky one. And again, I feel like that one is starting to take over, although it's not quite as bad, or it's not quite as much as it is in the other hanging basket, but it's still, I feel like it's becoming more of the dominant color in there. But again, it's still pretty. And just above that, I have these beautiful vincas. Now, this was actually sort of a late container. Like, I didn't get this until maybe a month and a half. I originally had petunias, those same ones that I was talking about, and it wasn't looking good. So I decided to cut it back to see if it would grow, and it didn't really end very well. So I just decided to just replant it with something else. And this has just done fabulous. And it has this beautiful burgundy color and this red. So gorgeous. I love vincas. These things are workhorses. They love the heat. They don't even need to be watered all that much, or at least as much as something, say, petunias, but they do really well. Okay, so swinging over here to the other side, I do have this mess. This is a zinnia that I grew from seed, but as you can see, it's kind of flopping over. You see, I tried staking it, but it didn't really work. But the flowers are very pretty. However, pretty soon here, I'm going to harvest the seeds from this, and I'm just going to toss it out. Just because I think it looks a little bit unkempt, because it just keeps falling over, and I don't really know how to stop it. And at end of the season, so, you know, it's not exactly something I'm worried about. Okay, so now I'm going to go over here to this side and show you this beauty. This is a beautiful mom. I actually got it at my local grocery store. It's called candy corn. So it has like this beautiful, like it has this white, kind of has this yellowish, and then it has this deep orange. So kind of like candy corn. So I think it's looking really pretty. I planted it a few weeks ago when it was much more tightly budded, and it's looking amazing, and I love it. And right next to it, I have more asters. I got more asters because I love them so much. And yeah, here they are. And with this beautiful, I think this is purple fountain grass. Again, very autumnal. So I do like that. This, I believe, is an annual. So this will not come back for me, but I do think it looks pretty for fall. This should, I've actually had very good luck overwintering asters in pots. And they do really well for me. And right below it, more mums, more just beautiful mums. You know, mums are everywhere this time of year, and I don't really mind it. I love them very much. So here I'm in this bed here, which is literally right across the sidewalk from the fence that I was just showing you. But here I have these beautiful vincas here, still going at it. This one's more of like a pinky white, which is really pretty. And this beautiful, it just looks so beautiful. They've gotten so big, and yeah, very wonderful. And now I have this beautiful dahlia. Now this dahlia has an interesting story, actually. I found it once. Well, I guess it's not that interesting, but it is a story. When I found this thing, I found it at Walmart, like, I don't know, 2 months ago, and it looked like dead. It looked like it was basically on its last legs and close to death. So I went and saved it, and it's putting out these beautiful blooms, and I love it. I don't know if I'm going to save the tubers because I don't really have great luck saving dahlias for whatever reason. I guess I'm just not as attentive as I should be, but I think I'll just treat it as an annual and, you know, just enjoy it for what it is and what it gives me. And it's not like they're that expensive to replace, so I might just do that. And right next to this, I don't think I've showed you this either, well, is this beautiful rose. So this beautiful rose, which is still blooming and it still has more buds here coming. It's almost October and it's awesome. And they're still giving me more blooms and I love it. So this one I believe is called, I think it's called Grace and Grit, pink and white bicolor. And I think especially when they just start opening like that, I think that's when they look really pretty. You can see it has this beautiful white with these pink edges. It looks stunning. One thing I will say, and that's a little bit of a disappointment for me anyway with this, is it's not very fragrant. But, you know, it is very pretty, and I usually go more for looks than I do scents in the garden. But if you're looking for scent, this might not be the one I would choose. But it's very easy to grow. It really hasn't given me much fuss. And I can't wait for it to get even bigger next year. And just over here, not that far, I have more balloon flowers that are still going. If you can see that, see this beautiful white balloon flower. It looks super, super pretty. I love balloon flowers. If you guys never tried them, you need to try them. They are beautiful. And this one over here, oh, sorry, I didn't have the camera pointed properly. This is the other one here. This one's kind of on its last legs, which they all are, but, you know, just enjoy them. And this is just starting to come into bloom. This is a mom that I've actually had in the ground for a few seasons. And it is just now starting to look so beautiful. I don't know if you can see that. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous red. And I love it. And this has overwintered, I think, at least twice. And they get big. If you let them kind of just, if they overwinter for you, they can get really large. Now, obviously, it depends on the variety, but this thing has gotten so big, and I love it. And, again, I just love mums. I know it's kind of like it's the plant everybody goes for, but I don't care. I think they are just fabulous. So, quick pit stop here before I go into and move into the shade garden is I do want to show you this aster. Now, this aster, unfortunately, is not doing quite as well this year as it did last. Last year, and I'll see if I can find a picture of what it looked like last year, and it was gorgeous. And it's still very pretty this year. It just wasn't quite as full this year. I feel like maybe this is a thing with growing asters in pots. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. But it seems like they have a really good year, and then the next year is not bad, but it's just not quite as floriferous. I don't know, maybe it's something I'm doing, maybe it's user error, but I don't know. So, but yeah, anyways, it's still looking pretty, but again, just not quite as much as it used to. And right next are my vincas, more vincas. And I actually made a whole video on vincas if you're interested. But so yeah, here they are. I might, although I am considering maybe replacing this with maybe some more mums. I don't know. The blooms are getting kind of small, and I think it's kind of done. So I might get rid of it, but who knows? I haven't quite decided yet. But yeah, there we go. And now I want to move into the shade garden because I have some beautiful things blooming in the shade garden. So I'm here in the shade garden, and here are these beautiful begonias I got in a hanging basket that are doing fabulous. They are still blooming, and they look so gorgeous. These have done, yeah, they just done so well. And I seem to have had better luck with begonias this year than I did last. I didn't necessarily have bad luck with them last year, but I think I have a little bit better luck this year because they just look beautiful with this beautiful salmon. Well, I don't know if this is salmon. I think this is more salmon. This is more orange, but Just super, super pretty. And I like how some of the flowers come out as singles and some, I'm gonna see if you can see these, look like this is going to open as a double. It's so gorgeous, and again, just very, very pretty. And right across the sidewalk, right here, is what I feel is kind of an underutilized perennial, if you can see the bee in there. These are turtle heads. Now, admittedly, these haven't put on as good of a show as I thought they would, but they are still pretty and give you these beautiful pink, they're called turtle heads because they're flowers. They kind of look like little turtle heads. I don't know if you can see that, but apparently that's why they're called turtle heads. And I actually have 3. This other one here. And then this random hosta bloom. I'm not sure why this is blooming right now. But yeah, see? If you can find like these clusters, they look so, so pretty. They are very pretty. Very, very nice. The only thing I don't like about these is they do kind of like a lot of water. So we actually had a really bad dry spell here in August, and really up until last week it was pretty dang dry. And these things, they don't like being dry. So if you grow these pink turtle heads, be prepared to water them a lot, especially if you don't have a lot of rain. Here I am up on my shady porch now, and can we just talk about this? So this is actually a combination planter of some coleus and these beautiful double impatiens. These things have been doing so, so well, and they look gorgeous. They actually look kind of like mini roses. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I think it fell off, but see, they have these beautiful mini roses. Well, impatiens, but they look like mini roses. They're super pretty. It has this beautiful Dracaena spike here in the middle. Let me back up so you guys can see the full effect. And it's gorgeous. And right above it, here I have my house plants, my beautiful pothos. I mean, I'm sure you are all very familiar with pothos, like the easiest plant ever. And I have this plant, which has actually been doing better now that I got it into a new pot. Forget whatever it's called. Oh, the name of this plant always eludes me. My beautiful nerve plant, or my Fittonia, is very pretty. My Thanksgiving cactus, which is starting to set buds, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if you can see those little circular things there on the end. Those are the first buds. My parlor palm, which is looking much better after I had to give it surgery, if you know what I mean. I had to cut so many dead fronds out of it, and it's looking so much better. And my beautiful, this is probably my pride and joy of my houseplant collection, is this beautiful ZZ plant. This thing, I think, is now in a 14-inch pot, and it is very heavy, but I love this plant so much. It's easy, you don't have to fuss with it, and it's just amazing. And right above these, I have more impatiens. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if the lighting is a little weird, but these beautiful impatiens, which are finally starting to really bloom. I cut all of these, and this is a beautiful fern, but these guys that I have hanging, I cut these back really hard, and they took forever to start blooming again, which, thinking maybe that wasn't a good idea to cut them back so hard. Now they are blooming now, but we're getting close to the end of the season, so maybe next year I won't cut them back as hard. And I love impatiens, but when you're pruning them, which I would definitely suggest pruning them at least once throughout the summer because they get kind of leggy. So I would definitely do that. But yeah, they're blooming now, and they're looking really pretty. This beautiful, like, fuchsia. I love it. Okay, there's fern, the other hanging basket, the other fern, and this white one here is looking very, very nice. Looking very, very pretty. And just another fern. So mostly green here on the back porch, but you know, they still look pretty and they add their own beauty in their own little ways. So here I have this other little garden here that I've kind of been building up as well, and it's coming along really, really well. So these are actually some new peonies I planted earlier this spring. Some marigolds just kind of plopped in here like not that long ago. These are grape hyacinths, and yes, it is normal for them to start sending up leaves at this time of year. It's not a problem if you start seeing leaves on your grape hyacinths. Don't freak out, they're fine. And then this beautiful salvia, which still has some blooms. It's just hanging on, has these beautiful, beautiful blooms. I just keep deadheading it and it keeps blooming and it's awesome. I have this other one here. It's so pretty. This one is kind of, those are kind of spent. You can see, I don't know if you can see these. These are the new buds. These are the ones that are kind of spent. So I have to get rid of those. And just more marigolds. And to cap off this video, I want to show you what is probably at this point in the season, my favorite spot in the garden right now. Just wait until you see this last part. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Little pit stop right before I get there as I'm walking to the area I want to show you here. I want to show you these beautiful sunflowers. Now what's cool about these sunflowers is these are perennial. So these come back every year. These have come back reliably ever since I've lived here. And they are so pretty and they put on the most spectacular show here at the end of the season, and they're just gorgeous. And I know it's not quite as showy as the what do you call it, like the typical like big head sunflower, but I think they're still really pretty, and there's a lot more of them, so I think they are very pretty. So yeah, just a quick pit stop. I completely forgot about these until I started walking over there, and yeah, those are beautiful sunflowers. And the last thing I want to show you is right next door. So to finish off this video, I want to show you what again is probably one of the, if not my favorite part in the garden right now, are these gorgeous zinnias. These I actually started from seed back in July. And they did take a while. I feel like they took a little longer than usual to come into bloom. I think that's because towards the end of August and beginning of September, we kind of had a cool spell. We had a weird, like unusual cool spell, so I think that kind of slowed them down. So they really like the heat. But here they are, here at the end of September, here looking absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I love these. These, I have been growing zinnias in this spot for several years, and every time I plant them, it's like there's no way they're going to get to that size. They always do somehow, and they just look incredible and they look fabulous, and I love them. Let's just do one more little pan over. Just absolutely gorgeous. So that's kind of all I wanted to show you. That is basically just about everything that is blooming right now in my garden. There's still so much color here, even as we're getting closer to the end of the season, but it's still looking good, and I just want to soak it up, and you guys should just soak up whatever color is left in your gardens here before winter, because we're all gonna miss it here as soon as winter arrives. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments what flowers you have blooming at this time of year. If you could please give me a like, comment, and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in another video here very soon. Thanks for watching.